Last night, y'all, I had to coach myself, and the outcome was so eye-opening that I needed to share it with you today. So, earlier this month, my boyfriend and I went to a gala, and in true Coach K fashion, I waited to the last minute to find something to wear. So, it was the Friday night before the event, and I am running around Opry Mills trying to find something to wear. If you're in Nashville, you know that this is a fool's mission. But somehow I find a store, I find the perfect dress, I fall in love with it. It fits like a glove, it's shimmery, it's all the things that I wanted it to be, okay? And as I'm standing in the dressing room, I notice a tag on the dress that says this item cannot be returned. Something to do with the type of material it was. Either way, I'm like, I love this. I'm not going to return it. Like, it's perfect. I check out and I'll leave. Either way, that evening, as we're getting ready for the event, I'm doing my makeup, I'm doing my hair. So I go to put the dress on and I recognize it still has a security tag on it. And I am immediately furious. Like, I could feel myself going 0 to 60 in 10 seconds because I'm like, what? How did this happen? And then I see that purple tag. This item cannot be returned. And I'm like, what? Like, again, right? So my boyfriend interrupts my spiral because he says, why don't you just take it and get your money back? Why did he say that? Because I'm like, do you not see this tag? This tag says I can't return this. And he says, but you never got to wear it, Kayla. Just take it back. And I'm like, it's clear that I can't. And at that moment, I didn't really want to discuss it. So I'm like, can we just talk about this later? I'm going to wear this other dress. And I like start working my way back to like being in the moment and able to truly still enjoy the evening because it's not fair for my emotions to take over the entire event, right? So neither here nor there, we're 2 weeks down the road. And last night, I decided I'm going to take this dress back, okay? So I need to say that I really wanted my boyfriend to take it back. I didn't want to do it. Like, we are polar opposites. I'm like 4'11". He's almost 6'4". I'm teeny tiny and kind of quiet mouse when it comes to that kind of stuff. He is like this big burly man, Mr. Set It Off. I'm like, he'll do it. You know, if they tell him no, he's just going to pop off and it's over. But he's like, no, Kayla, you can do this. So he kind of coached me up in a sense. Either way, I'm on the phone with him. I'm like doing my deep breathing. I'm like, I got this. And I'm sitting with myself before I go into the mall. And I'm like, why is this such a struggle for me? I didn't do anything wrong. I'm going in advocating for myself. I followed all the rules. The store messed up. And I realized it's my inner child that was quaking because for years, when I spoke up, when I advocated for myself, when I stated what I wanted, what I needed, what I believed was to be right, I was silenced. I was met with resistance. I was told, well, that doesn't matter. This is the rule. The rule was clear. It didn't matter the circumstances surrounding it. So my inner child was like, we are in trouble, even though we didn't do anything. And I'm like, you know what, Kayla? We're safe. I've got you. We're going to be fine. Worst case scenario, they take the tag off and we're going to get a fancy dinner. I've got this. And so I go into the store and I say to the merchant as soon as I walk in, hi. And she says, do you have a return? And I'm like, well, I kind of have a return problem. If possible, I'd like to speak with the manager. She says, well, I'm a manager. And I'm like, great. I bought this dress a couple of weeks ago, but the security tag is still on it. And she goes, oh, well, I can take it off. Or I said, well, actually, I was wondering if I could just get my money back because I was unable to use it for the purpose it was bought. And she said, sure. There was no argument. There was no earthquaking. There was no fire. I did not evaporate. She just said, sure. How many times have we talked ourselves out of something that we desire, something that we deserve, something that we just don't think is possible because the rules say, the fine print says, the belief or the narrative or story that we believed says that it's not possible. My mind is blown. Y'all, I was in and out in 7 minutes. The longest that it took was for me to stick my card back in the machine. Mind blown. So I want you to ask yourself, where are you selling yourself short because you're afraid of rocking the boat? You're afraid of bucking the system. I want you to ask yourself where your 4-year-old self, your 5-year-old self, your 16-year-old self is making decisions for your grown woman self. And is that the way you want to live your life? I don't think so. So last week, I hosted the rewrite. It was a 5-day challenge inside of the Red Carpet Coaching Collective, and it was fire. Every single video was watched between 70 and 100 times. And that lets me know that community was in need of a rewrite. So for this weekend, I am offering the rewrite replay for just $12. $12. That's all. I'm going to drop the link down in the comments. Grab it now. Do not delay. Do not spend another day living by the rules, living by your old story. Let's rewrite your story together. I love y'all. Have an excellent weekend, and we'll talk soon. Bye.